Types of resources. Resources are generally classified into natural, human-made, and human. So let's first have a look at natural resources. Resources that are drawn from nature and used without much modification are called natural resources. Like the air we breathe, the water in our rivers and lakes, the soils, minerals are all natural resources. Many of these resources are free gifts of nature and can be used directly. In some cases, tools and technology may be needed to use a natural resource in the best possible way. Natural resources can be broadly categorized into renewable and non-renewable resources. Renewable resources are those which get renewed and replenished quickly. Some of these are unlimited and are not affected by human activities, such as solar and wind energy. Yet, careless use of certain renewable resources like water, soil, and forest can affect their stock. Stock of resource means the amount of resources available for use. Water seems to be an unlimited renewable resource. But shortage and drying up of natural water sources is a major problem in many parts of the world today. Non-renewable resources are those which have a limited stock. Once the stocks are exhausted, it may take thousands of years to be renewed or replenished. Since this period is much more than human lifespans, such resources are considered non-renewable. Coal, petroleum, and natural gas are some examples. The distribution of natural resources depends upon number of physical factors like terrain, climate, and altitude. The distribution of resources is unequal because these factors differ so much over the earth. Human-made resources. Sometimes natural substances become resources only when their original form has been changed. Iron ore was not a resource until people learned to extract iron from it. People used natural resources to make buildings, bridges, roads, machinery, and vehicles, which are known as human-made resources. Technology is also a human-made resource. So, people like us use natural resources to make human-made resources, said Mona, nodding in understanding. Yes, said Raju. Human resources. People can make the best use of nature to create more resources when they have the knowledge, skill, and the technology to do so. That is why human beings are a special resource. People are human resources. Education and health help in making people a valuable resource. Improving the quality of people's skills so that they are able to create more resources is known as human resource development. Do you know, human resource refers to the number, that is quantity, and abilities, that is mental and physical, of the people. Though there are differing views regarding treatment of humans as a resource, one cannot deny the fact that it is the abilities of human that help in transferring the physical material into valuable resource. Conserving resources. Mona had a nightmare. She dreamt that all the water on the earth had dried up and all the trees cut down. There was no shade and nothing to eat or drink. People were suffering and roaming around desperately, looking for food and shade. She told her mother about the dream. "Amma, can this really happen?" she asked. "Yes," Amma replied. "If we are not careful, then even renewable resources can become very scarce and the non-renewable ones can definitely get exhausted. What can we do about it? Raju asked. Lots, replied Amma. That evening, the children and their friends made packets and shopping bags out of old newspapers, discarded clothes, and baskets from bamboo sticks. We will give a few to every family we know, said Mona. After all, it is for a very good cause, said Mustafa, to save our resources and to keep our earth alive. I am going to be very careful not to waste paper, said Jessie. Many trees are cut down to make paper, she explained. I will see that electricity is not wasted in my house, shouted Mustafa. Electricity comes from water and coal. I will make sure that water is not wasted at home, said Asha. Every drop of water is precious. Together we can make a difference, chorused the children. These are some of the things Mona, Raju and their friends did. What about you? How are you going to help in conserving resources? Using resources carefully and giving them time to get renewed is called resource conservation. Balancing the need to use resources and also conserve them for the future is called sustainable development. Sustainable development means carefully utilizing resources so that besides meeting the requirements of the present, also takes care of future generations. There are many ways of conserving resources. Each person can contribute by reducing consumption, recycling, and reusing things. Ultimately, it makes a difference because all our lives are linked. The future of our planet and its people is linked with our ability to maintain and preserve the life support system that nature provides. Therefore, it is our duty to ensure that all uses of renewable resources are sustainable, the diversity of life on the earth is conserved, the damage to natural environmental system is minimized. Some principles of sustainable development. Respect and care for all forms of life. Improve the quality of human life. Conserve the earth's vitality and diversity. Minimize the depletion of natural resources. Change personal attitudes and practices towards the environment. Enable communities to care for their own environment.